This element, this piece of metal has had the ability to forge empires, trade goods internationally, stop the Great Depression. It contributed to the Great Depression stopping. Famously, the Spanish Empire colonized areas for God, gold, and glory. This element has a very interesting history. This gold bar right here, I bought from American Precious Metals Exchange. Due to the recent printing of money that I believe is going to devalue the currency through inflation. According to the Fed, inflation is going to reach a 13-year high this year. That's because during COVID, they printed $3 trillion, which, to put this into perspective, $1 trillion is 12 zeros, and a trillion years, not a trillion years, but a trillion seconds is 32 years. All of that money has been printed and added to the money supply. That means that your dollar is going to purchase less in purchasing power. I just got interested when I saw what was happening into alternatives like Bitcoin, which I've made a video about, silver, which I will make a video about, and gold. What is gold? Gold is an element. In chemistry, an element is a pure substance consisting only of atoms that all have the same number of protons in their atomic nuclei. So a proton is a subatomic particle with a positive electrical charge, and the atomic nuclei is a small region. Gold is element 79 on the periodic table, and its symbol is Au. Though the name is Anglo-Saxon, gold originated from the Latin aureum and previously from the Greeks. Why is gold so expensive comparative to copper, steel, aluminum, and other metals? That's because gold is found in 0.004% of the Earth's crust. It's expensive due to its smaller supply and demand, of course, one of the economic principles. Let me show you something else to really put this into perspective here. This right here is silver. This silver bar right here cost me about 150 to 200. This gold bar cost me about 600. Why is 10 grams of gold way more expensive than 5 ounces of silver? Well, that's because for every ounce of silver versus gold, it's 72 to 1. That means ounce for ounce, gold is 70 times more valuable than silver. In 5 years, gold prices have risen by 41.57%. In the past 3 weeks, with the exception of today, it went down a little bit on Monday. The past 3 weeks, gold has went up due to the instability in the dollar. If you look historically at gold prices, anytime there's uncertainty with the dollar, gold prices always go up along with silver. We would need 3.27 swimming pools to hold the entire global supply of gold. which some argue is the entire amount of gold mined since before the Egyptians began mining gold, before 2000 BC. Gold is rare throughout the universe because it's a relatively hefty atom, consisting of 79 protons, 118 neutrons, and 79 electrons. Gold appears yellow because it absorbs blue light more than it absorbs other visible wavelengths of light. The reflected light reaching the eye is therefore lacking in blue compared to the light. Since yellow is complementary to blue, this makes a piece of gold under white light appear yellow to human eyes. So, see this right here, you can see how it appears yellow. It is the color reflecting off the light. White hitting blue and reflecting makes it appear yellow, and you see this gold color. Everybody knows that certain color that you see when you pick up a piece of gold, how it's formed. Scientists believe all the gold on Earth formed in supernova and neutron star collisions that occurred before the solar system formed. Gold sank to the Earth's core during the planet's formation. It is only accessible today because of asteroid bombardment. Where is gold found? All the gold found on Earth came from the debris of dead stars. As the Earth formed, heavy elements such as iron and gold sank toward the planet's core. If no other event had occurred, there would be no gold in the Earth's crust. But around 4 billion years ago, Earth was bombarded by asteroid impacts. These impacts stirred the deeper layers of the planet and forced some gold into the mantle and crust. That's how gold formed essentially, was dead stars, called supernovas, and asteroids that hit the Earth. Gold is not naturally on the Earth, it is formed in space. But because of those events, the element ended up being on Earth. It was distributed towards there, transported, I guess would be the right word to use. Why buy gold? Gold is insurance, not an investment. Insurance is defined as a practice or arrangement by which a company or government agency provides a guarantee of compensation for specified loss, damage, illness, or death in return for a payment of a premium. The investment is the premium. Also, a thing providing protection against a possible event. The event is the decline or massive devaluation of the US dollar. Where was the first gold found? The first gold documented to be found in ancient Egypt. This is the first gold that archaeologists have found physical evidence of. The Nile carried gold. Much of Egypt's gold was sourced from this massive river. The two significant sources of Egyptian gold was found in a place called Nubia, toward the south and in the eastern deserts. 6.7 million ounces of gold has been found in the eastern desert. Archaeologists think non-Egyptians called Kushites, who ruled the region, gathered gold at the site from about 2000 BC to 1500 BC and used it to trade with Egypt. The Egyptians used gold currency. The earliest money that we know was made of pure gold and dates back to the 3rd millennium BC. The gold had standardized weights and values. The smallest amounts, called deben, had the shape of golden rings. The earliest currency, essentially, was used in Egypt, and it was golden rings. That's what they used to trade. Speaking of which, since most of it was found in the Nile, well, because of that, that would show you that by logic, gold is found a lot on the seafloor. The problem is, though, it is so deep down under the sea due to people losing it through shipwrecks, due to gold forming in the Earth's crust. If you found an economical way to travel under the sea and to be able to get gold, using your equipment, then you would be able to make a good profit. The problem is the amount of money that you would spend going under the water in order to get that gold would cost you more than you would profit off that gold. But that's where most of the gold is on the planet. It is under the sea, basically. This is just my own personal advice. Everyone do your own research, use your own discernment. You've got to prepare for what's about to happen. That's why massive diversification is the key. Some people are all Bitcoin. Some people are all gold. Some people are all silver. Some people are all cash. Some people are all stocks. I like diversification. I like stable investments like Amazon, Walmart, big companies. Even if we have massive inflation, Amazon is still going to be a big company. People are still going to use it. Big, large cap ETFs, all these large companies into one fund that is traded on the stock market. Stable investment. Bitcoin cannot be controlled. Neither can Ethereum. And then, of course, gold, which was the first currency ever used by the Egyptians and before it was confiscated by Roosevelt and then sold to the bankers, and a little bit of silver. Everybody can have their own opinion. I'm not just this type of guy that says put all your money in gold, put all your money in silver, put all your money in stocks. I also believe you need cash in the bank. No matter what happens, you're going to need, if you can, at least 500 to $1,000 in the bank. If you have that, you have some stocks, you have some precious metals, and you have some crypto. No matter what transpires over the next coming months, you'll have some real assets of tangible value that you can trade or you can use as stability against inflation. But that's gold, and later, tonight or tomorrow, I will make a video similar that talks about silver.